Shalom, call Aloyim Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rachakudash, and Shanya Kabad, the Gadawala Requab, the Quanyam Nawa, Wa Shalayakim Nawa. That's double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Shalawam, Wa Barakim, Labakaryam, Shal Yasharala. That's peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. I wanted to bring out this article that the Apostle Tahar and a few other elders have been bringing out the past day or two. And it's trending. The CHIP is trending. People are talking about it on Twitter, different YouTube videos now. And so it's out there. And it should be very obvious at this point what the MARK of the beast is, talked about in Revelation 13. We're looking at it right now. It's this CHIP. And yes, we have to use different code words and lingo like this in order to keep these videos up, because YouTube is definitely flagging them left and right. And so I'm not going to bring this article out to break down the MOB. At this point, you should already know it. But with it being this obvious and how blatant this article is, you should know what the MOB is. You should know that it's this implantable CHIP. You should know where it's going and why they want to do this. They meaning the Edomites, the elites, so-called Illuminati, the people that are really at the very top of the food chain. You should know their ultimate goal and why they want to bring out these strict measures. But the thing is, now with the information being this obvious, what are you going to do about it? There's a reason why we're bringing all of these things out. It's for the purpose of a mentality shift. Now, all of a sudden, you say, wow, the Bible talked about this 2,000 years ago. A little bit over 2,000 years ago is when this was talked about. At this point in time, I need to build up my spirit. I need to get right. I have to do something because clearly my Lord and Savior is returning soon. This is an end time prophecy that you're looking at on your screen. Talked about 2,000 years ago, and now we're reading about it, we're seeing it, we're listening to it. We're living in the end days. There isn't much time left. That's why we bring out these articles. That's why we line up prophecy. So it says WEF, World Economic Forum, I believe, says CBDCs must be implanted under your skin if you want to participate in society. So the WEF has declared that all citizens must be implanted with a CBDC micro CHIP in the very near future. Very near future. Not just the near future, the very near future. I mean, this could be just, who knows? It could be later this year. It could be next year. Who knows what they mean by very near? But one thing for sure, it ain't very far. It's time to do something. It says all citizens must be implanted with the CBDC micro CHIP in the very near future in order to be able to fully participate in society and do basic things such as purchase food and water. We basically just read Revelation 13, verse 16. It says the same exact thing. Same exact thing. Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell food or water, food and water, right? Save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. It says in order to be able to fully participate in society and do basic things such as purchase food and water. That's your buying and selling. It should be very, very obvious, very clear what the MOB is, that MARK of the beast is. It's right here. We're looking at it. We're reading it. Now, what are you going to do about it? It's not enough to just say, okay, I know it, and then you just continue your day like nothing is going to happen. And you can't just say, I'm not going to take it. No, that's not how this is going to work either. When you read Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, meaning because you suffered for the Lord's sake in prophecy, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. That's when that MOB is made mandatory. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. When that MOB is really pushed and made mandatory, that's going to be that grand trial that's coming to the entire world. But it says, the Lord, I, meaning Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So, knowing what the MOB is, now you have to do something about it. So what should be your actions? This is your call to action. So now what do? Well, it's time to build up your spirit. It's time to dig more into the word. It's time to really step up your prayers. It's time to go harder with fasting. Just do something towards the ministry so that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai looks at you and he says, yep, you know what? That's a brother, that's a sister that I want to save, that I'm going to save. They've done X, Y, and Z for me. Because remember, in so much as you've done it for, where is that? Matthew? I know it's in the 20s. I'm going to find it. D-O-N, done it for, let's just see what pops up. As much as you've done it too. It is 25. I was too far down. Let's see. And we'll start reading. Remember, this video, the reason why I'm making this is it's to implore you to take action. Because it's going to be Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai that keeps us from taking the MOB. That's how strong the temptation is going to be to take it. That's how hard of a time that we're coming into. Anarchy. There's no rule, no government, no police. Damn near all of us watching this video right now have never experienced a society like that. These third world countries where the cops aren't as readily accessible as they are right now. But there's a time coming where you're not going to be able to call 911. You're not going to be able to call up your big brother or your daddy, whoever, or that one huge cousin that you got, Cousin Carl, that can just beat up the whole world. You're not going to be able to rely on anybody or anything for protection, for safety. And especially because it's going to be famine, you're not going to be able to rely on anybody for meals. We're going to have to put all of our trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But because we're doing that right now, then, like we read in Revelation 3, verse 10, then he will keep us from that hour of temptation. It's not called the hour of temptation for nothing. So this video is a call to action. This is Matthew 25. I'm going to start at verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father. And so this king right now is Yahweh Shai. It says, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Meaning you did something for the benefit and profit of the ministry of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You lifted up a prayer. You helped make somebody's garment. You gave tithes. You did something. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. So if you do something for the body, for the ministry, you're basically doing it for the Lord. That's how he looks at it, because these are his men that he set up. This is his ministry that he's brought forth. So right now it's time to take action. Show the Lord that you really love him. And remember, you can't just say you have faith. It's about showing your faith by your actions. If you say you believe, well, now prove to me that you believe. And you prove that by showing works. Faith without works is dead. So yeah, it's obvious that the MOB is the micro CHIP. Cool, that's great, it's obvious. Now what are you going to do about it? It's time to step up. The scriptures talk about constantly abounding. I mean, it's been time to step up, but this is a call to action for those that are kind of lukewarm. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Point blank period. Let's grab one more oldie but goodie. Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach 5 verse 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. In thy security, meaning when you think everything is okay, you have a nice paying 6-figure job. Your bills are all paid. You've been there for a few years. You're cool with your manager. You think that you just have good security at your job. Everybody's going to lose their job one day. The society is not going to be functioning, is what we're talking about. That's what's going to make them say, look, we got to roll out this micro CHIP. It's for your benefit. The society is not functioning. Get back on the grid. Here's some food. I know you have a family. You have kids, right? Oh, one's an infant? We got you. We'll take care of you. Just take this CHIP. That's going to be a heavy, heavy temptation for a lot of people, and it's coming upon the entire world. But if right now you redeem the times and get right with the Lord, then he'll make sure that your spirit is built up enough to where you resist that temptation. You rely on him and you have faith in him. He'll increase your faith. And that's what it's all about. You're not going to be in the day of temptation or in that hour of temptation. You're not going to all of a sudden have the most faith in the entire world and you're walking around with no worry on your face. It's not going to happen like that. You're not going to be able to just say no by yourself. Nah, the Lord has to put his strength inside of you to say no. But he's not doing that for everybody. So right now is the time. Redeem the time. Build up your spirit. Do something for the ministry, aka do something for the Lord. He wants to see you strive and take action. Don't just be a cheerleader. Don't just be a cheerleader. Be a part of the team. Even if you're not playing, give somebody some water. Hand somebody some Gatorade. Wipe somebody's face off. They're sweating out there on the field. Just do something, right? And you'll get that ring, that crown. So I pray that this was edifying, and I pray that it was a strong exhortation, This title alone should be. The repercussions for the chip, the CHIP, shouldn't have said it, should be. Anyway, call Haloyim, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. The belongers to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.